Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Draft Dynasty channel. In this 5th episode, we're gonna go over prospect Dylan Holloway. I made a quick poll on Twitter and Dylan Holloway was the clear favorite, so let's jump right in. So, like many other prospects this year, he is very old. He's one of the oldest players in the draft, already 18. He's a big dude, he's thick, he's big, he's strong. One of the stronger players, I would say physically, is very mature. And if we go down, you can see that he absolutely torched the Alberta Junior League last year with 88 points. And also this year is doing pretty well with 7 points in the NCAA, which is a very strong league, and he's the only forward that is draft eligible this year playing in the NCAA. To give you an idea of how good his season was last year, I'm gonna pull out some historical data so you can see. Okay, so I already did this. So last year, draft -1, at least 30 game applied, and since 1980-81, so almost 40 years, he has the absolute best point per game at 1.66 in the Alberta Junior League. So even though it's not the best league in the world, still pretty impressive that he's leading point per game over the past 40 years. So pretty crazy stuff. If you're a regular on my channel, you should know the drill by now. We're gonna start with the thing I like the most about his game, and for him it's his skating, and I think it's actually the first scouting report that skating is the most impressive thing I like about the player. And there's a lot of different type of skaters. So you have the type that are super agile, you have other that are very quick and explosive, you have other that are powerful, and you have some that are more fluid with amazing technique, kind of like Scott Niedermayer. For Dylan Holloway, the number one thing I would say it's power. So when he comes at you in the neutral zone, he has a big long stride with a lot of power. His top speed is excellent, one of the best in the draft, I would say. I'm very impressed with him. And one thing that I like to watch for a player is I want his skating to look effortless, and for him it definitely is easy to skate. You can see him fly all around the ice, and it doesn't look like he's spending much energy to skate. So he's able to skate at high speed very easily, and it's something I think it's really important for a player. At least I put a lot of attention to that. And I have a couple more clips to finish the skating aspect of his game, and we're gonna slow it down so we can better see his technique. I just really like how he's able to bend his knees. He is fully extending his leg, maximizing every stride, and you can tell that he's pushing hard every single time. So he's only 18 right now. Imagine in 2 or 3 years after squatting in the summer, he's gonna have some serious top speed and a very powerful skater. And as you probably know, skating is probably the most important thing in hockey, and with his skating he's able to make a lot of great defensive play. Really often I saw him back check. He was late into the play, but just because of his great skating he's able to catch other player. Okay, so this should cover almost everything about the skating, so let's transition to the second thing I like the most about his game, and it's his physicality. So he's a big, tall dude. I said he's powerful before, and I have a lot of clip where we can see how powerful he is. He's really solid on his feet, finishing his check. He likes to go in dirty area where it hurt, and you will often see him in front of the net or after a whistle. He's not going to be the one hiding behind the referee, so he will often be in the middle of things, and he's definitely more of an alpha dog type of guy. He doesn't shy away from contact, and he likes to play physical. And since I have a lot of abs fans on my channel, I'm just gonna explain why I think we should keep a close eye on him. First, he's playing with Cole Caulfield, so the abs management are gonna see him a lot this year playing with Cole Caulfield. The second thing is that he might be available if the abs don't make the playoff this year. He might be available around 10 and 15 in the draft, so could very well be there when we pick. The other thing is we all know the abs are a very small team size wise, and when we are gonna add Cole Caulfield, we probably will be the smallest team in the whole NHL. Drafting a player like Holloway will provide the physicality that we are missing, because right now the Abs are a pretty easy team to play against, especially since we lost Deslauriers and Shaw. We are definitely a lot softer, and we're not scaring anybody out there. And also we could use his presence in front of the net, so he's pretty good on the power play in front of the net. Could use a player like that, because other than Gallagher, we don't have much player that are good in front of the net. Okay, enough of the abs. Let's get back to Dylan Holloway. So we've seen the skating, the physicality. So right now you're probably saying to yourself, Well, nothing really exciting right now. Wait, I have something for you. So he has the puck here with the zone entry, and if you're looking at the other team, they're pretty well positioned. So it's almost like a 2 versus 4, 2 versus 3, but his only option is on the absolute far right of the screen. But look what he's gonna do on the zone entry. Absolutely beautiful, amazing stuff. I really like how he used his body to make the little trailer pass where only his teammate could have received this pass. I think it's really, really smart. But it's not over. He got open on the other side and absolutely sniped that thing.
Third home series of the season here. Here's a good pass to Holloway. Drag scores! Dylan Holloway!
So overall, a nice clip where we see a little bit of everything. So the zone entry, the creativity, the stick handling, the pass, the shot, the release. So you can see he has a lot of tool, and there's a reason why he was producing at such a high clip in the Alberta Junior League. This year, maybe he's not producing as much, but the NCAA is a very solid league, and especially the goalie. There's a lot of very solid goalie that are close to AHL or even NHL level. So you're not getting the easy goal he was getting in the Alberta Junior League, but still, I'm not really worried. Like, I know if he played in the CHL, any league, he would be in the top scorer for sure, well over a point per game. He's that good, so I'm not really worried about his production right now in the NCAA. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that this guy probably was the all-star in all the team he's played in his life, and now he's coming to a team where there's a ton of first-round pick, and for example, on the power play, he's the guy that's touching the puck the least. So it's Turcotte, Caulfield, Miller, Kalyanuk. So now instead of being the go-to guy on the power play, he's the guy in front of the net doing almost nothing, and there's no set play built around him as well. But at the end, he's still gonna need to figure out, try to find his identity, because I feel like sometimes he's thinking too much. Maybe instead of watching, he needs to be a doer, like take over the game. He has the tools to do it. Right now, he's maybe underachieving with the tools he has. He could do much more, so I'm going to follow him closely toward the end of the year to see if he's putting more points on the board, but he should with all his ability, because if you dissect him individually, he has everything to be a very, very good player. Right now, he needs to put it together. It's kind of a cook. You can have all the best ingredients in the world. You still need to know how to use them and know how to cook, how to put them together. Otherwise, those ingredients, those skill set become a bit useless. So he's going to need to figure it out, and I'm sure he will. I'm really confident he will. And in terms of player comparison, I see a bit of similarities with Gabriel and Landeskog, because both of them at 18 were really mature physically. They are almost men at 18, and he could be a good two-way player and physical player, kind of like Landeskog. I also see similarities to Pacioretty, the way he's skating, powerful straight line skater, and also with Austin Matthews. There's some flash right there that they're kind of built the same physically, similar body type. They're strong on their feet, hard to push around, very slick ends for their size, powerful skater, great shot, great release. But don't get me wrong, he's not the next Austin Matthews, but I'm just saying sometimes there's some flash where he reminds me of Austin Matthews. Now for the ranking where I think he's gonna land, I would say between 8 and 15, and in that range it's gonna be real hard to rank them. Probably gonna have a player like Gunler, Perfetti, Connor Zary, Dawson Mercer. Honestly, between Mercer and Holloway, it would be really hard for me to choose. The thing with Holloway is that he brings the element of size, physicality, speed, and those players are so hard to find. If, let's say, at the draft there's a team that their plan is to get bigger up front, well, I can confirm you that this list is going to be extremely small. There's not a lot this year of a big, strong kid, and if your goal is to win the cup, if you want to win 4 games of playoff hockey, you need some player like that are built like truck and that can grind the whole season and just physically they can overpower other player. You need at least some of those players, and it's hard to get with a trade, so the only option left is with the draft. So that's that. I do believe size still does matter a little bit if you're not sacrificing too much skills. I think it's really a must on a winning team. So that's gonna be it for this video. If you're not subscribed already, please make sure to subscribe, like this stuff. I put a lot of time into each video, and please click on the little bell thing, because next video you won't want to miss it. special video. It's gonna be my first European player. Ooh, I don't want to say who it is, but it's gonna be a nice one.